Yo, what's good, fam? Tonight, we're diving into the hustle of unreported income, the real MVP for many on SSI. It's like finding a hidden stash when you're broke. Essential, right? Unreported income is that under-the-table cash you don't tell Uncle Sam about. Think cash gigs, side hustles, or even those keep-it-on-the-low gifts from grandma. It's a big deal, y'all. We're talking about that crucial bread that keeps folks afloat. But the Department of Social Services be all up in people's business unfairly. This means good folks end up stressed out and under the microscope, and it robs them of the dignity and peace they deserve. You know, the kind of stability that keeps their lives from falling apart like a Jenga tower in the hood. So strap in as we shine a light on this real issue and expose the truth about unreported income and the shady practices of the Department of Social Services. Why do folks stash their hard-earned or maybe not-so-hard-earned cash like it's the last piece of chicken at a family BBQ? Well, the reasons are as varied as the ways to hustle up some money. For those on SSI, unreported income can be a lifeline, like that one cousin who always comes through with a loan. It helps cover those essential expenses that benefits just don't stretch to cover, like keeping the lights on or getting that new pair of Jordans. The Department of Social Services often imposes strict limits that can make life feel like you're trying to stretch $1 out of 15 cents. You know, like that friend who says they're between jobs but always has the latest iPhone, flexing on the gram. Then there's the fear factor, like when you see the cops roll up and you know you got unpaid parking tickets. Some folks might be worried about getting in trouble with the law, like getting caught sneaking into the club. They might have heard horror stories about audits and penalties and figure it's better to stay low-key. Whatever the reason, remember that hiding income is a risky gamble, like betting your rent money on a dice game. And just like in Vegas, the house usually wins. Now let's talk about the folks who seem to be on a relentless mission to scrutinize every penny. The Department of Social Services. These are the folks who, while making sure you get your food stamps and Medicaid, often make life harder for those who genuinely need them. They're like the nosy neighbors of the government, always in your business, hunting down unreported income, sometimes unfairly targeting the vulnerable. They cross-reference data, verify employment records, and follow those digital breadcrumbs, making innocent folks feel like they're on an episode of Cops. Think you can dodge their radar with your off-the-books hustle? Think again. These folks have seen it all and got a whole playbook of tricks to catch those trying to make ends meet, often at the expense of the most vulnerable. So you found a way to make ends meet by hiding some income? Well, ain't that some hood ingenuity? Congratulations, you found a lifeline in a system that often leaves you hanging like a bad Wi-Fi signal. And trust us, it's a necessary step for many just to get by. Gotta hustle to survive, right? Reporting every penny can lead to a mountain of red tape and stress, like trying to untangle your grandma's old yarn. We're talking about intrusive checks, reduced benefits, and constant scrutiny. It's like having a nosy neighbor peeking through your blinds 24/7. It's enough to make anyone question the fairness of the system. Like, why is the rent always due but the paycheck is always late? But beyond the bureaucratic hurdles, there are also ethical considerations. Yeah, like, is it wrong to take a little extra when the system's taking a lot? When the system is unfair, people have to find ways to survive. It's like playing Monopoly with someone who keeps changing the rules. It means less support for those who need it most and creates an uneven playing field. Like trying to play basketball on a court full of potholes. So, before you judge someone for stashing cash, consider the system they're up against. It's like judging someone for using a cheat code in a rigged game. It's about survival, not greed. The real issue is a system that forces people into these choices. Remember, it's hard out here for a hustler.